Okay, so autism in kids TV. Daniel Tiger has now an autism character. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan, I have autism, and I make weekly videos all about this kind of stuff. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. If you're watching on Facebook and Instagram, be sure to follow this page for more videos just like this one. Okay guys, so I am a huge lover of seeing autism portrayed fairly, equally, and awesomely on TV and cartoons. And so I think it's very important that we see a decent representation of people on the spectrum within the Hollywood media. At the end of the day, you're looking at the television and what your kids consume to see if there is any way that they can feel kind of like a relationship of normalization, right? And normalization, not in the word normal, not in the sense of typical normal. I'm talking about the sense of just feeling kind of like a relation to what they're watching. Because, for years there was never any disabled people on TV, and now there's more disabled actors on television, which is great. So disabled people like wheelchair users, etc., can say, this is totally relatable to what I'm doing. But people on the autism spectrum have always had the backhand slap and been put to the back of the pile, and there's never been anybody who is kind of like autistic on mainstream television. But there's more coming through. There are so many more shows now, and I'm doing a whole series on different ones, and this is part of it. But Daniel Tiger is a kids TV show that I've come across on Netflix. Now this is super exciting. Daniel Tiger, until this April 2021, had just your stereotypical kind of neurotypical characters in it, where basically the idea of the show, it features different kids who help this tiger called Daniel play and learn and grow as a child, to show some like awesome, nice calming tones to help kids chill out. It's quite a nice cartoon, and I kind of put it on for my son because it was nice to have him watch something that wasn't like crazy, like, flipping tables and stuff and power engines punching each other. And so it was kind of cool that I could get a show for him that was kind of nice and calm. But then I found out they were introducing an autism character. Now, before I get into the autism character bits and pieces, I'd just like to say, guys, if you enjoy my content and want to help me grow this channel and push it forward, I have a Patreon page set up where you can support me at variant levels from like $2 to even $100 if you wanted to. You can go and check out patreon.com/TheAspieWorld if you want to take part in helping me. There's awesome benefits on there. You can be part of my team. You can take courses. There's loads of cool stuff over on Patreon. Okay, let's get on with the video. Okay, so because of this show, Daniel Tiger being so like happy tone and very calm and awesome, which can help people on the autism spectrum focus, I believe that this is one of the reasons why they wanted to introduce this character into this show. Now, I know that autistic kids strive for trying to find TV shows that are calming, but entertaining, and Daniel Tiger kind of ticks those boxes. So FYI, it's a good one to have if you're a parent of a kid on the spectrum and you want to find something nice for your kid to watch. This is a good one. So Daniel Tiger, this TV show, they've just introduced a new character called Max. Now this kid is the nephew of the school teacher in the school that Daniel Tiger goes to. Now, when they first introduced Max, and Max is autistic, right? And so they introduced Max, and Max is playing with like trains, and then Daniel Tiger comes over and he's like, "Hey Max, how's it going?" And then Max is like, didn't really acknowledge him, and then the teacher said, "Don't worry, it's just because Max is really focusing on his toys right now, on the toy buses, that he's not focusing on what you're asking him." So it's really interesting. From the word go, they're trying to introduce you to autism in little kids so you can understand how it's going. So, you can tell what happens. Daniel Tiger tries to play with Max, and Max isn't kind of interacting with him because he's having difficulty socializing, but he does have some feedback. He tells him he likes buses. He tells him he likes all the buses that he's lined up, and it shows it in a really good way. Now, Daniel Tiger raises the points like, does Max not like me? Is Max not wanting to be my friend? And the teacher reassures him that, says, no, Max just needs warming up to you. You're a new person. It may be quite stressful for him, and he just likes doing his own thing at the moment, and that's okay. You just have to give him time and patience. This is really interesting because when else do you get teachers or anybody teaching young kids how to interact with other kids on the spectrum? People just kind of just leave them to it and expect the kids to just deal with it, right? And it's not good for any of the parties. It's not good for the autistic kid. It's not good for the kids who are trying to interact with an autistic kid and not knowing, the full extent of the condition. So Daniel Tiger has really come on leaps and bounds in this space and position of trying to get more characters into TV shows or mainstream TV shows, especially like on Netflix, right? So this is, to me, this is an amazing way to show autism and the autism spectrum in a situation of social interaction in play, because a lot of children who are on the spectrum will do independent play. They'll play on their own. They'll have difficulties interacting with other people, and they won't know, a lot of the social, conditions that you go, okay, well, you share this toy, or you go here and you do that, and this is break time. All that stuff's a bit of a miss. And other children need to be aware of this, because it's only fair on them, so they know who their classmates are and how they can help their classmates. Because, that'd be a great world to actually create. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on Hollywood versus kind of like, autism representation, because up till recently, all we had was Rain Man. And that's not even like typically autism. It's like savantism, which is a bit more intense, and it wasn't the best one. They did a good job making the film, and it's a nice film, and Dustin Hoffman did a great job, and all of those things. But it's still a bit like, well, Dustin Hoffman's not on the spectrum, and it's a bit of an odd one, But that being said, I'd love to know your take on it. Do you think Hollywood's doing a good enough job in getting people on the autism spectrum represented in media, especially for kids, especially for teens, and especially for young adults? Let me know. I read every single comment, so it's never wasted. Give this video a thumbs up if you think it was awesome, and share it on your social media channels if you think this is good information to share with somebody, or just tag them in the comments. All right, guys, on that note, I'll see you next time. Peace.